With the beautiful Puget Sound just to our west, you get a look inside CenturyLink Field here in Seattle. This crowd, as we've come to expect in recent years, as loud as any in the NFL, and they get even louder when their Seahawks are introduced. We're ready for football as the Seahawks get set to do battle with the Minnesota Vikings. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Amir Abdullah on the return.
The Vikings ready to go to work, led out by their quarterback in his third year wearing purple, 9th year overall in the NFL, a Pro Bowler in Kirk Cousins.
Well, he did go 2-2 in the last ball game. Well, actually, he went 2-2-1, with the one being the victory.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line there. But wasn't it funny at practice? He threw one when we were watching, threw an interception, and the defense got on him a little bit, good-naturedly. But they're letting him know, you got to cut down those interceptions. We can't bail you out all the time.
Yeah, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. But as you said, they got the win in that effort last week.
Brings up
there are the numbers for Cook from a week ago. 17 carries, 81 yards.
Well, he's the number 2 runner in the league, and you just know the offensive line wants to get him to number 1 because most of the good ball carriers, they take care of their linemen. Could be a gold watch in their future if he becomes your leading rusher.
And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, 3rd down.
7 yards to go.
From the shotgun, it's Cousins. That's to Dalvin Cook, his running back. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down.
There's an example of good situational football being played by a defense. They understood where the 3rd down play was, the down and distance, and made sure that they didn't get anywhere near that, bringing up 4th down.
Yeah, they were sniffing out that marker, didn't want to let him get close to there, and now a likely 3 and out to start.
Yeah, I love the way they rallied to the football and got to him and made sure they didn't give up much run after catch.
A nice punt, but a good run back as well, 13 yards. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10.
At their own 33-yard line.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. And he'll drop here to throw. And he rifles. Incomplete. Tyler Lockett was the target there. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
2nd and 10 now, Wilson. Now this is caught. It's Greg Olsen. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 12 yards there and a 1st down.
Greg Olsen was a big-time pickup for the Seattle Seahawks in the offseason. Spent the last 9 seasons with Carolina as an all-pro, Pro Bowl tight end, and did the same thing before that with the Chicago Bears. Now he moves to the Northwest and gives Russell Wilson a big-time target in the middle of the field.
Chris Carson, the ball.
And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory.
It's a gain of 7.
The numbers on the ground for Carson last week. 19 carries, 126 yards.
And they've got a nice scheme going right now, and they run the football pretty well. In fact, I was talking with him on the field before the game, and he said he's starting to hear from the guys ahead of him on the rushing yardage total, and they want to know if he's going to jump up there and join them at the top of the list.
From midfield now, here's Wilson. Oh, he tries to get it to Metcalf, but it's intercepted. Picked off near the 42. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line. At that throw, Charles, over the middle of the field, and a few too many bodies in there got picked.
That's a normal situation, too, isn't it? No matter how hard you try and spread the field sometimes, there's always going to be a traffic jam, it feels like, towards the middle. And if there's any type of a missed throw or or maybe the ball's tipped or just too many bodies in the area, an interception can result.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Line of scrimmage, the 43 on 2nd and 4. Working out of the gun, Cousins, and he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe.
And they're picking up right where they left off with the shutout that they pitched last week. A huge part of that, this pass rush. They know how to get after people.
Offensively, good luck finding some answers right now. So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long. Cousins now from the 50, and he's going to go down again. Jaron Reed muscles his way in for the sack.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense, 6 defensive backs. None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack.
That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right?
Yeah, the cameras can't find them, but I know one thing. The O-line coach will.
46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. And a great job here. This is going to turn out to be a beauty. This is marked down at about the 3-yard line.
At their own 3-yard.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield, incomplete. The intended receiver was DK Metcalf, and it's 2nd down.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
On 2nd down now, it's Carson, and that gets him a little room as he'll take this up over the 10-yard line. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
And he's dropped just shy of the 25 at the 24. Wilson to Metcalf that time. 1st down, Seattle.
1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Now Wilson on 1st down. That's complete into the hands of Carson. A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's 2nd down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Oh, he almost had it. Already with 1 interception, just missing his 2nd there. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. Wilson to lock it there for the Seahawk 1st down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. This is Carson, and able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
Carson on the carry.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 40.
1st and 10 at the 40.
Nice job there of utilizing his big target. He didn't overthink it. Understands the catch radius. Understands that he knows how to use his body to keep defenders away from the ball. And puts it right out there for the nice pickup.
And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete. So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40.
The 40-yard line.
To throw again, Wilson. Looking for Lockett, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. The 30, 10, and he's going to score. It's a Viking touchdown. So a dangerous pass over the middle into zone coverage, and it bit him hard.
And what's really difficult when you throw it in that direction and versus that zone, That means the linebackers have gotten to their spot, gotten their heads back around, and they can see the quarterback and everything in front of them. And they took big advantage of it, went the other direction, excellent blocking, and picked up a touchdown.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Here's Russell Wilson and the Seahawk offense now getting set to go again. His opening drive there last time out looked good for a while. The offense was on the move, but then the pick six.
They were clicking. He was looking good. And, you know, if this was a game played by real human beings, we could get an actual answer. These are virtual guys out there, so we don't know what's going to happen or what actually happened with the miscommunication on that one.
They run it with Carson.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. First carry for Carlos Hyde. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. An effective 7-yard 3rd down conversion.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? That looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
On first down, Wilson going for Metcalf on the deep ball. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. It's a big play there for Seattle. 51 yards.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
An inaugural trip to the red zone here for the Seahawks. They're looking at a 1st and goal from about the 9. They'll run high. He pushes forward for maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker. After 7-0 on EA Sports.
Vikings 7, Seahawks nothing.
They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. Now it's Carson. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line.
With the handoff to Chris Carson.
Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal. A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. Out of the gun. Here's Wilson. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Chris Carson. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Seahawks just an extra point away from tying this thing up.
Jason Myers for the extra point.
CD, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Their own 25-yard.
Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And this is their 3rd drive. Maybe the focus right now not so much on points, but getting their first down.
And when you start off a game, you don't even think that's an issue, do you? But you go a drive, a 2nd drive, no first down, that becomes an issue. Now you got to think about, okay, what type of play calling do I have to do to get us in a spot to pick that first one up?
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now this one to his running back out of the backfield.
Cousins pass.
Call it a pickup of 7, and it'll be a second down.
7-yard pickup.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Throwing again on second down. Cousins over the middle, and it's incomplete. He was looking for his tight end there, Kyle Rudolph, and it's third and short. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. From the gun, here's Cousins. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That goes as a gain of 37 on 3rd down.
Well, dialing up that play call certainly meant that he grabbed a little extra shot of courage on that one, because normally on 3rd and short, you're just trying to move the sticks, get the ball just past that line of scrimmage. Instead, they take the big shot downfield, and it pays off.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
This defense has really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
A 2nd and 11 from the 19. Cousins gives way to Cook. And the result here the same as the last play. Another tackle behind the line of scrimmage by this Seahawk defense. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it's going to be 3rd down and a ways to go here. 3rd and 14. To throw is Cousins. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. And the tackle made at the 13. He is well short of the first. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a first down.
So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
DK Metcalf for the Seattle offense about set to take over once again. Well, September sure treated him kindly. Now we flip over to October. Any reason to think that those numbers drop, or can he keep the pace up?
Well, he can keep the pace up, but it's going to get a lot more difficult now. To me, it's a lot like baseball, all right? When guys, when they first hit the league, whether it's a pitcher or a hitter, and they go through the league the first time and they're hot, they're going, wow, what a phenom. Then they get tape on them, they get scouting reports, they start to do different things. Let's see if he's going to adapt and expand his game in order to keep up that type of production.
That's a good call because he's a known entity. See how they defend him going forward. They'll run on first down. Carson, and he'll be taken down just shy of midfield after a gain of about 4.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle, feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee.
What's up, man?
So flag for the contact, pass interference.
And I know that you're going to look at me and roll your eyes, and rightfully so, because you know what I'm going to say. Doesn't the defender have a right to the football as well?
No, I don't like defenders.
That's because you spent too much time with me. Okay, I'll side with you on this one. It's the correct call.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down.
It's now 2nd.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown, so a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
But it certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 15-yard line.
On 2nd and 9, Wilson. His throw caught at about the 5. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Russell Wilson with 2 first-half touchdown passes. And the Seahawks are going to retake the lead.
Jason Myers.
CD for them. This has just been an offensive explosion here in the second quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the first quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the second. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better. And I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Dalvin Cook taking the field for the Vikings' next possession. Whatever he was doing in September, they're hoping that that carries over now to October because he was sensational last month.
He absolutely was, and we all know where it started at the end of last season. Right? All the offseason preparation, the weight workouts, the sprints, right? Vision that he had, what he was going to do this season, and of course it all came together with the rest of the team. Those big fellas up front, leverage, and boy are they getting downfield and creating extra blocks for him.
They really are. Everyone's been doing their job so far to create those holes. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. From the gun, it's a give to Cook. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first.
And it's pretty evident when you watch how Minnesota plays, just how important Dalvin Cook is to their offense. 1,000-yard rusher a year before, the first one the Vikings had since Adrian Peterson was dominating their carries. And having Cook in the lineup for the bulk of the season, that made Minnesota exactly what their head coach Mike Zimmer wanted them to be. A much more physical team that complemented their defense. Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule.
A gain of a yard, and the Vikings first down.
Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. Cousins now to throw on 1st down. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41.
2nd and 10.
Here's Cousins. Quickly to Thielen here. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 27-yard line. Give them 14 on that one and a 1st down. A 1st down throw for Cousins. And his throw is incomplete. Justin Jefferson, the rookie, his intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions. 3rd down here in 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off.
And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Jaron Reed to drop him that time for his second sack of the evening.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. Out comes Chris Carson in the Seattle offense. The passing game, they've had more success there than the running game. Maybe something they game plan for.
How come they didn't tell us about it?
Because they wanted to keep it a secret.
We did ask, didn't we? But I think what happened in this one is they've realized that they've established the run pretty well, and teams are going to key on that. They thought they could open it up and have success through the air, and that's exactly what's going on.
Yeah, they've had success at least so far here in the second quarter. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. So even with the pass interference, it's a completed pass. They'll go ahead and just take the play instead.
How about the effort? Making the catch despite the pass interference. Nothing else to be gained on the play. No need to take the penalty. The play stands.
And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep two eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting two hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit. Even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime.
43-yard line.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. It actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Throwing again, Wilson. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived. And I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly.
And Wilson's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked up by Mike Hughes. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
They'll take over first.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin. Go ahead and take this one, go to the locker room, start over.
And now this throw incomplete, and that is how this first half will come to an end. And we now proceed to the start of the second half.
Vikings 10.
The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Russell Wilson now gears up to lead the offense again. And it was somewhat of a strange first half. He threw 3 interceptions, yet you look at the scoreboard, they've got the lead.
So you know what I think he did at the half? He stood up in front of the team, especially in front of the defense, and said, thank you. Appreciate what you've done. You guys have picked me up in a big way. And guess what? I'm going to get back to being which is pretty darn good. Let's go play the second half.
From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 12 yards there and a first down.
Chris Carson has proven to be a workhorse for the Seattle Seahawks, and they continue to expand his game. We know that he can run inside and be a bruising type of a player, but he has surprising speed to the perimeter, and they've expanded his game now by throwing it to him out of the backfield. In 2019, in the top 10 in the league in touches and yards from scrimmage.
Now he'll let it go deep right side. Wilson, and incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it, and it took the ball off course. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. To throw again, Wilson. Flush to his right. Going for Metcalf. And this will be caught at the 30. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
They came out with an aggressive mindset to start the third quarter, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them take more of these type of deep shots as this game moves along. They connected there. They expect to connect on more before this one's over.
So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Here's Carson. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Back to the ground. This time it's high. And he's going to be stopped just short of the first down marker at the Vikings' 15-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. He's going to score. It's a Seahawk touchdown. Russell Wilson with his 3rd touchdown of the game, number 15 on the year. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. That seemed pretty ideal there for the offense, Charles. You take a little bit of time off the clock here in the 3rd quarter, decent length drive, and you pad your lead as well at the end of it.
And what it does is let you feel like you're in control of this game, even more so than a 2-touchdown lead, right? Because you've taken that time off, as you noted, which means they couldn't get you off the field. You ran your playbook the way you wanted to, and you gave your defense some rest. What a big-time drive in that situation.
And he won't quite make it to the 25.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard.
It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the second half. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1.
They run it again with Cook. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage.
On the carry.
No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1.
No gain on the play.
Those are the plays this defense needs with the deficit they're facing.
It certainly is, and they've got to continue to swarm the football and hope that someone, while they're holding up the ball carrier, can get in there and rake it and lock it free. They need to get some takeaways as well.
Yeah, he's going to be stopped short of a first down as they get to him at about the 33. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down.
It's now 4th down.
Here's Britton Colquitt now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight.
return team. Can't do that.
So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. A give to Hyde out of the gun. And he'll take this one up over the 20 to the 21-yard line.
Hyde, the ball carrier.
Eric Kendricks in on the tackle.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 21-yard line.
They run it again with Hyde. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves them with a 3rd and 3.
It's a gain of 2. Brings up 3rd and 3.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. From the gun, it's Wilson. And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. Call it a 3-yard gain, and that's going to make it 4th down. So in their own territory, but they only need a few inches, so they're going to opt to go for this thing. We'll see. Maybe a surprise pass or run. What will they do? We're about to find out. 4th down. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert.
1st and 10 at the 27-yard line.
This time Wilson will throw. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And he couldn't hang on. Would have been their 4th pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down. It's 2nd and 10 now from the 27. They'll give to Hyde. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there.
Hyde, the ball carrier.
No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
No gain on the play. It's 3rd and 10.
Switch. Got it. Gun.
On 3rd down, Wilson going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. It's a big play on 3rd down for the Seahawks. 54 yards. Sometimes the one-handed catches are unnecessary, but he was trying to ward off the defender with the other, so maybe that was just a good play.
So that tells you that not only do they imagine those types of catches, they actually work on them with defenders jostling them in order to keep their concentration and haul it in.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. And this will be caught by Metcalf for a Seahawk touchdown. Making a hat trick for Russell Wilson. 3 touchdown passes now. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
Michael Dixon, the kickoff.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 26.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him. All right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
12 yards there and a 1st down.
1st down.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Cousins. He's got a 1st down and then some at midfield. He gets it across the 50 and down to the 48. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
It's a gain of 7.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3.
It's 42-yard line.
That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 30. 12 yards there and a first down. First down. Here's Cousins. Complete. Jefferson the target. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line.
A 7-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 3 on the Seahawks.
1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. To throw again on 2nd down. Cousins. That is caught. It's Tajae Sharpe. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. And he'll get 7 yards from the 17 to the 10 before he's taken down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Facing a 2nd and 3. Ball on the 10. They'll throw again. Cousins. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long. That'll be complete to Cook. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. They'll get 11, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
Bailey's kick is good. And that'll get the deficit down to 15.
Makes the score Seahawks 28.
Well, with that field goal, you can argue they needed to get back within 2 scores, and they did indeed do that, but still a pretty uphill battle.
Still going to take 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns to get back into it. As you and I know, that's a tall order against any NFL defense. They're going to need their own defense to make some plays as well to give them an opportunity.
Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Say hello to Eric Kendricks. He gets the sack there.
So if we recount real quick, he had the touchdown earlier, and now he comes up with the sack here. No doubt about it, he's having himself a game.
On 2nd down, Hyde. Nowhere to go that time. Might have gotten a yard up to the 25.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 27. He'll look to throw right away. He'll find Thielen working the middle. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now a man open down the middle of the field. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up second.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down.
Kirk Cousins sacked.
Oh, man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
And he can only get this to the 42-yard line, and that is not near enough. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Looking for Thielen, but it's intercepted. Picked off at the 49. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line. Well, down 2 scores in the 4th quarter. It maybe wasn't quite desperation time, but it was getting close. And that interception...